Hello. So as we know that whenever we will take some book, newspaper or any magazines, some of the articles we find very interesting and we go through it, we read it. And some of the articles or some of the books, when we start reading, we find it very difficult to understand some of the words or vocabulary or the sentences or the phrases, what they are used in that book or a magazine or an article. It is mainly because the standard of writing. See, always it is very essential to know that being a writer, to whom I am writing, or my communication source is for whom, so that I have to think, and based on the ability of those audience, I have to write an article or talk about a particular topic or in a magazine, book, or a newspaper, whatever it may be. So this is very essential to know that whether whatever the things which is written in a newspaper or a magazine is understandable to the audience to whom it has been written, that has to be measured. That could be measured through this readability. The readability helps us to know that whatever the things which is published in a written form is suitable for the reader, or whether it is suitable or adjustable to the standard of the reader or ability of the reader is through this readability. Now we will see what is readability. See, the readability is nothing but easy with which the document could be read. As per Clare in 1976, he defined that how easily you could able to read the document which has been published in a newspaper or in a magazine or in a book or anything which is a written format. So that is what is called as a readability. Whenever we are telling about a readability, or to test whether whatever has been published in a newspaper or in a magazine is good for us or it is understandable level, that will be tested through a mathematical formula. See, the readability test is done by using certain mathematical formula, and the first this readability test was developed in 1920s at United States. The initiation was taken to check whether the article or the writing part is suitable to the audience or it is in understandable level is done at United States in 1920s. Why we have to go for performing a readability test? It is very essential to know that why we should perform this readability test. The first thing is the readability test could be done by using some of the charts, graphs, or computers. You can able to do the readability test manually. And the second one is by performing this readability test, which acts as a warning for the writer to know about what they have written. That means this gives a yardstick for the writer, or it is a warn, it is going to warn to a writer that whatever you have written is not able to understood by the audience, or it is very easily understood by the audience. Like that, it is giving a warning to the writer who is writing an article for newspaper, magazines, or something. And it acts as a screening device, which helps in removing the huge writing or too much writing and giving a option for you to revise or substitute all those things. That does not mean that when we want to convey message to an audience through writing, we should not consume too much of the sentence for a small concept. See, when I did that feature story and news story, I have told that whenever you want to write to the point and directly to the audience. So that is nothing but this only. See, you have to present your information to the point in one or two sentences rather than taking too much of information or too much of sentences. This readability test helps us to know that how much dense your article is, how could it should be made easy, or substitution could be made in your article. And next is it is useful to show the measurable improvement. Whenever you will perform a readability test, it gives a warning to you and gives an option to correct your article or modify your article. So this helps us to measure the improvement has been done in your article, which should be suitable for an audience or any person. And the next one is the readability test will going to tell us about the complexity of idea. When you do a readability test, it is going to give us the information that how complex is the information which has been published through a newspaper or in a written format, and whether the content is logical or not. Whenever you conduct a readability test, the logicality of the article could be identified. And the next one is the vocabulary is appropriate for the audience or not. See here, vocabulary is very, very important. That does not mean that whenever you write an article, that should contain the words which is locally acceptable or which is locally frequently used by them. That means vernacular language you have to use. That makes the farmer to understand the article rather than you go for a technical term or technical way of writing. So it helps us to know the vocabulary is appropriate for the audience or not. And the next is there any gender, class, or a cultural bias has been done in your article while you are writing an article for a print media? And the next one is whatever the design you have followed is attractive for the audience, or whether it is going to hinder the readers to go through the article. That means they are checking that the design you are following is attractive, or it is not at all interesting for the audience to go through that article or to understand the article will be known through this readability test. Then how to increase the readability? See, whenever we are telling the article, the readability helps us to know, then it will also give us a platform where we could able to improve the readability. Readability means how easily your article could be read or your written matter could be read is done through this readability test. So what are the measures you have to take to improve your readability? The first one is you should write about the people, things, and the fact. That means whenever you are writing, you should write the things or the people or the about the facts written. You have to take all those factors into consideration while writing the article for the newspaper or the print media. And the next one is you have to write as you talk. That means it should be of informal way of presentation rather than the formal way of presentation. Always present it in an informal way. Then use contractions and also use the first person. Always, whenever you are writing address to a particular person, you write his name or address to that person only. Mainly, if it is for the woman, you address to them. If it is for the youths, you address to them. If it is for the small farmers, let them address them. That means you consider and present it for the first person to whom you are writing. Quote what was said. Always use the quotations, which is essential. Put yourself in the reader's place. That is nothing but you must have the empathy towards the reader. That means you should be empathetic. What they actually want from your article, that has to be known by putting yourself in a reader's place. And don't hurt the reader's feeling. Whenever you are writing, don't use the terms or present the terms in such a way that it hurts their feeling or whatever they believe that should not disturb their feelings. Don't be too brief. As I told you, have to write to the point. That does not mean that it should not be understandable. Sometimes you will write in such a brief way that could not able to give a complete information which is required by the audience. So don't be so brief that it is distorting the message. Always write briefly, but it should have the complete information which is required by the reader. And plan beginning, middle, and end. And whenever you write an article for the audience or you want to present through a written form, you have to plan what should be your beginning, what should be your middle, and how your article should end. And always you start with the familiar fact and go to the new fact. In the beginning only, if you give a new fact, you cannot able to create attention or the interest among the audience. Whenever you are going to tell about the familiar fact to the audience, they will going to understand and they will get an interest to see that what is there in the next. And always use a short names or the short words which is required for the article. And the next one is whenever you are writing, you use the verbs rather than the nouns. So in terms of grammatical way, you always use a verbs rather than nouns, and always use active voice or the personal subject should be used. Means direct. As I told to the person, it should be there. And always use illustrations or the examples. For a better understanding of the information, always you have to use the examples to make them better understanding. And for each idea, or if for the new ideas, you should start with a new sentence or a new paragraph. And always you use direct questions. Underline for the emphasis. Whenever you want to emphasize certain information or certain fact or certain important things, you have to underline such that it has to be emphasized, or you should make it bold such that it has to be emphasized. And write interestingly. Always whenever you write, make it very interesting. Keep the interest of the audience. They should go through it and they should understand it and they should take it very efficient. Now we will see how we can measure the readability. There are several authors and several people, they have come out with so many procedures to measure the readability. Here, the readability measurement I am covering here is with respect to Kannada, and next one is with respect to English. So now we will see the procedure followed to measure the readability of a Kannada article. Here I am using, or I am presenting the formula which is developed by Dr. Ambrish K in his PhD research, how to measure a readability. So here, when you want to measure a readability of a Kannada article, first you take certain Kannada article, whichever the article you require. Then you have to mark the Chandasu. Chandasu is nothing but a Guru and Laghu we used to mark in a Kannada. The Guru is represented in terms of U and Laghu in terms of a small dash or a hyphen. So this is what is the markage we are using. See here how we have marked the Guru and Laghu for the Kannada. This Guru and Laghu is called as a Chandasu. And this Guru is having its matres, or the values, weightage for each that. The Guru is having 2 matre, whereas Laghu is having 1 matre. So whenever you mark a Guru, it is having 2 weightage. Whenever you are marking a Laghu, which is having 1 weightage. See here, they have marked 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Gurus and 2 Laghus, 8 into 2. So this is how they are counting the Guru and Laghus. Okay. And the next comes is, now once you mark this Guru and Laghu and you have counted the matres, now you have to count in an article the number of words per line and number of sentence in a particular article. You have to note down number of words per line, means per sentence, and number of sentence in an article. And you have to calculate the total number of matres. The total number of matres will be calculated by number of Guru multiplied by 2 plus number of Laghu multiplied by 1. Because as I told, the weightage is 2 and a 1. And after getting all the information, you have to calculate average sentence length, that is called as ASL. The average sentence length is nothing but number of words divided by number of sentence in a particular article. That is, number of words in a sentence, number of sentence in an article will give a average sentence length. Once the average sentence length is over, you have to go for word count. It is called, denoted as WC. The word count is calculated by number of matres divided by number of words into 100. See, number of matres you have calculated by marking Guru and Laghu. The Guru will be having 2 matres and Laghu will be having 1 matre. Next comes is you have to calculate the grade length. The grade length is denoted by GL. The grade length, the formula which is given by Dr. Ambrish Kumar is minus 7.4232 plus 0.6509 into average sentence length, that is ASL, plus 0.0177 into word count. This is what the formula is used for the grade length. For example, if you got, after calculating everything, if you get a grade length as a value of 7.9, that indicates that the article is suitable to read by the person who is having education up to 7th and 8th standard education. That means the article could be read by a person who is having a minimum education of 7th to 8th standard. See, if they are fifth standard or the fourth standard educated, that article is very difficult for them to read. Whereas if it is having the education higher than the seventh standard, it is very easy to read for them and the readability is very high. Now we will see the readability of English. See, when we are telling about the English article, the readability is measured by counting the vowels. The vowels are A, E, I, O, U. See, that is how we are pronouncing these vowels, that including Y will going to give us a readability of that English. The lot of effort has been made to find out the readability, in which the Carlton Washburn, he is, and one more person is Marble Weigel. These two are the primitive or the first one to come out with the readability formula for the English article. See here, the readability is measured by taking the number of times you hear the vowel sound in an article. This vowel sound is called as a syllables in the word. That means the readability is measured by considering the number of syllables in your article. The most accepted the formula to measure the readability of the English article is given by Fletch. See, Fletch has given the two formula. One is to measure the grade level. Another one is to measure the reading easy. How easily you could able to measure. See, when we are telling or measuring the syllables, we must keep certain points into our mind. For example, if two vowels are next to each other, that means there are in a word where it carries two vowels together, then we have to count that as a single syllable. For example, in a word free, F-R-E-E, E-E are two vowels which are continuously there. There we have to consider as only one syllable rather than a two syllable. And the next comes is a silent vowel is not a syllable. See, for example, when we are telling certain words where the vowel is silent, which is not at all making a sound, at that time also we should not consider that as a syllable. For example, fire. Fire, E is not silent, which is not pronouncing. We are not pronouncing. F-I-R only is there. In this case, I is the only vowel, so it should consider it as a single syllable rather than a two syllables. And the next comes is whenever the words end with EL or LES and is not a vowel. Even though it is not at all a vowel, we have to consider it as a syllable. For example, in apple, A-P-P-L-E, see here only one syllable is there, that is E and A. But when we are telling apple, so that's why when the word ends with LE or LES or EL, we have to consider that as a one more syllable or the two syllable rather than one syllable. So these are some of the rules you have to follow when you are counting a syllable. Now we will see what are the ways to count the syllables. The first one is listen method. That means when you are talking or saying words, you listen very carefully how many times you hear that vowels A, E, I, O, U or even Y also as a separate sound. That is gives you the total syllable. And next comes is the chin method. In the chin method, you have to put your hand below the chin like this. You have to put your hand below the chin like this or like this and say the word, whatever it is there in a sentence, and how many times your chin touches the hands will going to decide about the syllables. Whenever we are telling about the vowels, automatically our chin will touch the hands. For example, apple, pal, when we are telling, our chin will come and touch to our hands. But here apple, even though it is one syllable, we used to consider it as a two because it is ending with L. And the next comes is clap method. That means whenever you are saying a word, clap every time whenever that vowel sound comes, that is A, E, I, O, U. So separate sound when it is comes, you clap, go on clapping it. and count the number of clap. That number of clap will going to give you the syllables. And the next method is robot speak method. That robot speak method is nothing but you have to say the word as a robot. Have a robot talk, you have to talk like that. Listen to the pause you make in a word, so that makes the syllables for you, and that gives a total syllables of an article. For example, robot. If I tell a robot, it will going to tell robot, like that. That means it gives a pause after row. So that's why it is going to carry a 2 syllable, how the robot is talking. And the next method is written method. Written method means we have to read the article and write down the number of syllables. That is, count number of vowels in the word and add every one every time the letter is ending with a Y, even though it is not using A, E, I, O, U. That means whenever there is a fly, F-L-Y, when there is a fly is there, Y is there, you have to add one syllable to the total syllables. And you have to subtract 1 syllables whenever there is a silent vowel in the word, which I have told already. And the subtract 1 syllable for each diphthong or triphthong words. Diphthong words is nothing but, as I told previously only, there is a continuous 2 vowels or continuous 3 vowels are there. We have to use it as a only 1 syllable rather than a 2 syllable. And add 1 if the word ending with LE, LES and the letter before LE is not a vowel. These are the 3 criteria. A word ending with LE or LES, or a word ending with LE where the before the word LE is not a vowel, then you have to add 1 syllable to the total one. And number you get from writing all these things will give the syllables to your word. Once you get all the syllables by calculating like this from an English article, you have to use the formula for calculating that. That, as I told, the Fletch reading easy. How easily you could able to read is the formula you could use. And one more formula I have told already, that also you can make use to know about the grade length. For which grade length that article is grade easy. That article is easy for read. This is for reading easy, how effectively it is easy to read. That will be measured with this formula, that is 206.835 minus 1.015 into total words by total sentence minus 84.6 into total syllables by total words. See, total words by total sentence is nothing but an average sentence length, whereas total syllables by total words is nothing but an average word length in a syllables. So when you know these two, this could be added here by taking that article, and you can come out with a Fletch reading easy technique. I hope you have understood how you could make your article readable or make the people to accept your article, which is written in a publications, and many will read that article with ease. So you have to make your article acceptable, readable by considering the easiness with which you are presenting an article in a written format. So measure your readability of an article, improve the readability and present it to make utilized by our end users or the audience very efficiently, effectively, that will attract them and create an interest among them to go through that and make use in their day-to-day life. Thank you so much. I hope you have got what is the essential of readability in a communication. Thanks.